What's up, citizens, and welcome back to the City Daily channel. And it's not just me once again today. Stephen is back, and we are talking transfers, which has made him a very happy man, because it's obviously his favourite topic in the world. Let's start very quickly with the main obvious one, that is Haaland. And obviously we played Dortmund the other day. Just what were your thoughts on that game, and Haaland specifically?
He scares the living daylights out of me. I mean, I think he was my only worry in that game, was him. And I thought every time he got the ball, he literally scared me. And then he pushed Diaz to the floor. That scared me even more. But luckily, we got the best keeper in the world, and he saved our backsides again. So it's not really an issue. Just watching it just makes me want him even more, mate. That's the only really thing I can say. I don't really want to go into it much more because I don't want to. We've already had a few conversations about the main man. I just think that I'm hope Pep has just been bluffing with this money situation, to sort of say that City aren't in this bidding war. And we just go and get him because I think even he'd be stupid enough not to grab this guy.
Yeah, I think it is just posturing from Pep, just giving everyone that bit of an idea of we're not going to pay that 200 million price tag. But yeah, it was great to see him play. He obviously was instrumental in their goal with the assist, and yeah, his ability to bowl over Ruben Diaz was scary. But yeah, we've talked Haaland. Everyone's talked Haaland. Let's move on and talk some other positions.
Absolutely.
Let's think left back, because obviously left back's still been a bit of a hole for us, and we need to be careful with left backs because we spent a lot of money in that position. Benjamin Mendy obviously is the big name right now in left back. He's been out injured. He's been poor. Obviously he scored a goal the other day against Leicester, which was great, but he's still not the left back that we want or need, and Zinchenko fills in as he can, as Fabian Delph did in the past, and obviously Cancelo fills in when Walker wants to play on the right. But we need a proper left back, don't we? So what names have you got? What names have you got for us?
I'm going to say it right. It's like Guzans, Atalanta, German left back. That's been the main name I've been seeing. It looks like City are interested in him. Obviously, again, it's going to be price, and as you quite rightly said, we've spent a lot on the defence, especially. The centre half is sorted now, so we kind of need to work on the left back because the right back is all done. So it's just that one sort of. Personally, I would sell Mendy, keep Zinchenko. Just we can get some money back for Mendy and obviously wages. I think there's a few names. The Guzans, there's Tagliafico from Ajax, and there was Lucas Digne. That contract has been signed. I don't know if it was at the back end of last year. I can't really remember. Doesn't mean too much. It just means that they now can get a bigger price for him.
Yeah, well, no, Lucas Digne was my shout for left back because I think he's been great, and I think if we can find a solution within the Premier League as well, that's a great shout. And I'm still bigging up Max Aarons as well, who plays at right back for Norwich, as a challenger for Cancelo if and when Walker goes, because I think Max Aarons has got a great future ahead of him. And I think if there's anyone to push Cancelo, especially when it comes to the attacking and the ability to move up the pitch, I think Aarons is a great shout for that. But Lucas Digne at left back has proven himself in the Premier League for years now. I think he's still 27. Yeah. He would probably cost that 50 to 60 million range that we seem to sign a lot of players at.
Absolutely.
So it's not a cheap option, but yeah, he's definitely a shout.
Yeah. I think there's Alex Grimaldo from Benfica. I know City, I think that it's sort of like a messy thing with him because every summer we're linked with him from Benfica, but I think they want yet again quite a bit of money. But we sort of got that link with Benfica with getting their players. So I don't know whether we might be able to get them a bit cheaper. But I just think that that should be probably the main priority of getting, unless Pep is really happy with Zinchenko. I don't know. Because you can't keep playing Cancelo at left back. It just isn't right.
No, and as great as he is in that position, it's not his natural position, is it? So there's always going to be some rust there.
Yeah, because I think obviously he likes to push into midfield as well, but I think he's more happier on the right-hand side pushing into midfield than he is on the left. From what I've seen of him, he's more influential when he's at right back, pushing up than he is at left back. I've seen him make quite a few passing mistakes against Dortmund on Tuesday. But that's nothing. He's been one of our best players this season. I'm not saying, but I just think he's stronger on the right side. So I do think the left needs a little bit. But then like you say, like Mendy against Leicester was the Mendy that we brought that had those two amazing games against us when he was at Monaco. And then just literally popped on his right foot and scored what we need from Jesus every now and then. He doesn't do that. So on that flip side, it's like, well, if we can keep him fit, we can get the best out of him. He's still young as well.
Yeah, I think it's just that question, isn't it? It's just that question of fitness and keeping him fit. And I think after the years that he's had with us, with having those two big knee injuries, I think there will always be that lingering question of fitness. And I think maybe was the Premier League a bit too much for him in terms of physicality? Do you reckon leagues like the La Liga and like Ligue 1 are more fitting to his play style?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think maybe even sort of Serie A is a little bit of a slower league. And that's why when players are aging, they tend to go to there. I mean, you look at Ashley Young, for instance. He's playing it for Inter Milan, who are the top of the Serie A and probably going to break the Juventus curse. So when you look at it like that, it's like maybe that would suit him. Maybe if he wants to go to Atalanta, we can get Cousins on a. He probably won't.
Do a nice little swap.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think that's something that would probably never happen. But we have got the young lads on loan as well for left back. So the Brazilian lad, the Kyoto,
Jan Couto, I think it is. Or Couto
so I don't know whether you'd have Zinchenko as your main one and him come back in. I really don't know.
I don't think Pep likes being that reliant on a lack of experience or a lack of ability. Because as great as Zinchenko is, there is still. He's not a defender. He's not a natural left back, and so there is always that element of they can punish him if they want to, which is why it's always worrying a little bit to see Zinchenko at the back. Now, I'm a big fan of Zinchenko. I've loved him for ages, and I've always thought he was very good for us. But yeah, there's definitely that worry whenever he plays that they might push him and they might punish us for playing Zinchenko.
Absolutely.
So who's your top choice then for left back? If we were to go out and sell Benjamin Mendy this summer somehow to another club, who's your choice?
If I was to go, probably because I like the way that Atalanta play, probably Gosens.
I think it's probably the most similar we can get to the way that we play, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I would go him, and then second probably Grimaldo from Benfica.
Yeah,
would be my top two.
Shaz, I mean, yeah, we've been linked with Grimaldo basically every season, haven't we?
It's been like a while. It's the Messi of the left back. That's what we've been linked with him so much.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on from left back then. Let's look at another defensive position, but a little bit further up the pitch now that we do also need to fill. Fernandinho is obviously approaching the end of his contract. It'll be really sad to see him go as well. I mean, we're seeing so many players leave right now. It feels a bit difficult, doesn't it? But yeah, seeing Fernandinho leave will obviously be an issue. We need to fill someone else into that CDM role. Rodri's playing great right now, but do we need a new CDM to either take first, or do we need a new CDM to push Rodri to be that new Fernandinho? What sort of names have you got right now?
So yeah, I think with Rodri that I think we need someone to push him. If I'm honest, it was I think again in the Dortmund game he had a few missed passes and one nearly cost us a goal. So I think he's getting a little bit too comfortable because he does play a lot, and when he's good, he's amazing.
Yeah, when he's good, he's almost a world beater in that position.
I just kind of think you need to push him. I think we need to push him. So, I mean, the name that came around the other day, and there was a couple of good sources from Sheffield United. Burge.
Burge.
Burge. He looks like apparently someone that Pep quite likes.
He's got a good profile in that team. He is quite strong. He is Fernandinho-esque. He's willing to make that tackle. So yeah, he's absolutely a name that would be up there.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a couple. I mean, really good on the ball, good passing. He's very tall. He's lanky. So I don't know if that size of things, no pun intended, would be something that Pep might not like. He doesn't really go for massive players, especially sort of in that holding role. He likes someone that is a little bit nimble, like Fernandinho was, like Rodri is.
Yeah, he wants Sergio Busquets. That's what he wants.
Oh God! I'd rather keep Fernandinho.
Oh really? So yes. Busquets is insane, but this is a conversation for another time. Who?
Yeah, who would you rather?
Because I can argue for hours about Sergio Busquets.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if it was down to me and sort of names are seen around, but not massive, but I mean, I like the holding midfield role. I think it's a vital part to the City team. Let's put it that way, or to the Pep way of playing. I mean, I really like Declan Rice. I just don't think we would spend that much on someone that wouldn't be starting all the time. I really like someone that we're going to be playing against at the weekend, and that's Calvin Phillips. I really, really like Calvin Phillips. I think he's mustard. I really do, and he's young. So there's a few names. Obviously, there's where did I see? I'm just trying to go back through what I've done. Ruben Neves.
Yeah.
Wolves is another one. City have been linked with in the past, and I like him quite a bit. That there's a few around at the moment that I mean, also, I mean, someone that we can get quite cheap in today's market is getting Douglas Luiz back from Aston Villa for 25 million, which we have the clause on. So
really big for them this season.
Massive, yes. For them. Yeah, so still really young. Obviously, can get him cheap in today's market. So I mean, he knows how City plays.
Yeah.
You know, so that could be someone that could push Rodri for the first to start, but obviously wouldn't mind being second choice in a sense, because the amount of competitions will be in most seasons, the rotation will still be exactly the same. And he will get his chance in the big competitions, you know, Champions League, Premier League still, you know, going further in the British Cup competitions. So that might... For me, that would probably be the best scenario. Would be just to get Douglas Luiz back, because we wouldn't have lost or made anything.
Yeah,
really.
No, it's absolutely a great shout, Douglas Luiz. Let me throw a different name at you, a name that we played the other weekend, Wilfred Ndidi from Leicester.
Yeah.
I still think he's mental, or even his replacement, Hamza Chowdhury, who I remember watching, maybe not last season, but season before, watching him when he played at the Etihad, and that boy runs, which is something that Pep loves, especially in that holding midfielder role, someone pressing and trying to win that ball back. Either of those names you fancy? Or
yeah, Ndidi. I wouldn't say no to him. It's sort of like Kante-esque when he was at Leicester. I mean, I'd still have a punt on Kante, me. I don't think Chelsea are playing him in the right position. But and playing him further forwards, ridiculous. I don't really understand it. Kante, I'd cheeky little bid. but I'm not the one that's in charge of the millions, so it's not me. But yeah, I think Ndidi. The thing is, we've got quite a few good English holding midfielders.
Yeah.
I would like to test Leeds's for Calvin Phillips. I'd like that.
Yeah.
I'd like just have some more English guys, because, you know, as we said before, we've got such a talented, you know, international squad at the moment.
Yeah.
We've got a fair few players, 4 or 5 in there. I wouldn't mind seeing Calvin Phillips,
No, absolutely.
because I think he doesn't mind the rotation, because I think the way he plays for Leeds and the way they play, you know, he's knackered all the time. That's the worrying thing about playing them at the weekend. We're going to be absolutely knackered for when we play Dortmund.
We're going to be
oh my god, it's going to be about a 9-3 or something. So yeah, I mean, if I was to choose 2 that may be realistic, my first one I think is very realistic is Douglas Luiz. Yeah. I think that's such a realistic opportunity. And if I was to go for someone else, it'd be Calvin Phillips.
Nice. I think, because I agree with your Declan Rice comment earlier, I think Declan Rice is obviously a great shout for it. But you have the Grealish problem, don't you, with Declan Rice? Yeah. Where do we want to be spending that much money on a player who might not make constant first-team football? Plus, it's a lot of money because it's an English player.
Yeah.
I feel like a player of Declan Rice's quality, had they be coming from Spain or somewhere else in Europe, they'd probably be about 30 to 40 million cheaper, because of that homegrown thing, and the homegrown tax is getting bigger and bigger every season.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's why I can't see it ever happening. But I don't think we've ever been linked with him, if I'm honest. But it's just a name that I've seen, and I thought, oh, it would be nice. But I mean, I'm a big fan of Rodri, but I just think he needs a little bit of a kick up the backside. Because
it's a bit like Walker the other season before we signed Cancelo, isn't it? Walker was looking a bit like luster, looking a little bit like no one was testing him. Danilo obviously wasn't doing a great job of trying to break into the first team. Cancelo came in and Walker just switched it on again. He must have seen Cancelo in training and go, oh, that's the level of player I need to be.
Pretty decent.
And it was the kick that he needed. And he was obviously fantastic, and still is fantastic. And Cancelo's stolen that spot from him, which is just does even better things for our squad.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I say, he moves into the midfield a lot better. They both have their different qualities, Walker and Cancelo. So which is nice, and because you find out what team you're playing, and you go, well, actually, like I think Walker will start against Leeds. I think we'll need his pace, and maybe it could be something that Cancelo can come on. And then drop for the into
control,
the midfield.
Isn't it? I think Cancelo controls the game a lot better than Walker does. Walker's got that pace and can threaten a team much more easily than Cancelo does. Even though Cancelo's got those line-breaking passes, I just think Kyle Walker sprinting at someone is so much more threatening than Cancelo maybe getting a ball off.
Yeah. I think with Cancelo coming in sort of later on in the game, he sort of goes into the midfield to be the midfield up as well. So we kind of go from midfield 3 to midfield 4, and he just, it works well. It's just the sort of selection for that is going to be a bit like how much of an eye has Pep got on Dortmund for that, because I think Mendy will probably play.
Yeah, I think Mendy will play against Leeds.
But he had an awful time last time against Leeds. He had to be taken off because he got the yellow card. And they didn't have Rafinha then.
Yeah, Rafinha's obviously a great player for them. But we're getting into a bit of a look ahead now, aren't we, to the weekend and the week ahead. Anyway, that's been our look at transfers. Thanks again so much, Steve, for coming on. Have you got a quick question for the viewers? Quick question for the commenters?
I think what we would like to see, or what I'd like to see, is asking for what you would like us to be talking about. Throw us a few if you want to do another striker talk or you know, whatever, just anything you want to know and want us to do a video about, or what you want Kieran to do a video about if you don't want me in it, because he's the main man. Just anything you want us to do. If you want us to do a double one again, amazing. I love coming
absolutely.
on.
Is there a specific position on the pitch that you want Steve to do a little bit of a deep dive on, try and find some players for? Because there's absolutely there's 11, so take your pick.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just ask us what YouTube videos you'd like us to talk about, or what topics.
Awesome. Right, we'll get those down in the comments. There'll be things down below as well with our Twitters and stuff. So don't be afraid to message us there. We're always active on Twitter and stuff. So give us your views there as well if you want to. Thank you so much once again, Steve, for coming on. Thank you guys for watching. Quick little thing, we just hit 70 subs as well, which is great. Last time we did this, we were just scratching 50. So to jump 20 in about a week, great job. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And take it easy, citizens. And of course, up the Blues.